Well, hello there, everybody. We're going hitchhiking again. This is about when me and good old Mark Mitchell decided we're going to hitchhike all the way to Boulder, Colorado. We stepped out on the highway here on Interstate 45 at Spring Cypress in Spring, Texas. We had walked about a half a block when I found some keys on the side of the road. I picked up the keys and put them in my pocket because I was friends with Ricky Moore and his daddy was Dick Moore, and I said, when we get back, I'll give these keys to Mr. Moore. Somebody must have lost them. Well, we hitchhiked on down the road. I was 17 years old on this trip. I was hitchhiking with Mark Mitchell, and we was hitchhiking on down the road here, and there come a car, picked us up, and took us to Huntsville. Well, so some guy, I don't know his name, he's driving a little Malibu. He picked us up, took us in we get up close to Huntsville. He said, I know a place that has a good chicken fried steak, and I want a chicken fried steak. And so he goes in to Huntsville there, and when we are going down this road headed east in Huntsville, a cop goes by on the other lane, and he sees us, and he turns around, and this boy tries to run. Anyway, the cops catch us, and come to find out that boy had a long list of warrants and stuff, stolen autos and all kind of stuff, and naturally we all three go to jail. Now remember the car keys that I found on the highway? Well, they was trying to say I stole a car and all this. They put me in one room, and I don't know what they did with that other boy, and they put Mark in another room, and they started playing good cop, bad cop, mostly bad cop, and they go, where's your grass? Because we kind of look like hippies. Where's your grass, boy? Just like in the movies, them old redneck hit town cops, these cops just like that. They're just sorry sons of guns, you know, just dumb ass, I reckon. Well, see, we ain't have no. We say, I ain't got no grass. Then they'd go in there to Mark and say, oh, your buddy done confessed. He told us about that car y'all stole. Mark said, he ain't stole no car. And they'd come back to me and say, your buddy done confessed. He told us about the car y'all stole. And I knew they was lying because we ain't stole no car. How dumb can they get, you know? And then they asked me, they said, what's your phone number? We gonna call your parents. I said, no, none of you ain't. I ain't calling my parents because I ain't giving you no phone number. Anyway, we played that game with them back and forth probably to about 2:30 in the morning. And they let us out. Now what these old hillbilly cops didn't know is Mark was wearing this necklace. He had took an ounce of hash, Lebanese blonde hash, and cut it up in little chunks and strung it on a string with a needle and thread and made this hippie looking necklace and had it on with his beads. And they was looking for grass. We got down there to the overpass, and Mark knowed how to make a little pipe out of a matchbox. One of the little matchboxes, he folded up and do all this stuff. He make us a pipe, had a little tin foil. I guess it's in his shoe. And anyway, he make us a little pipe, and we set up under that underpass and smoked some hashish and rested a while, and then we caught us on the ride. We caught a ride. It dumped us out in the middle of Oklahoma. No, wait a minute. Before we got to Oklahoma, we wound up in Amarillo, and it was like 2 in the morning, and we was on the corner, and this car went by, and this kind of peculiar-looking fellow was riding shotgun, and he looked at us, and there was a cowboy driving, and they slowed down, they looked at us, and they went around the block and come back. Me and Mark said, uh-oh, we gonna get beat up. And then the car stopped, and the guy riding shotgun, they was brothers. And the guy riding shotgun, he was an old drunk, and his brother, he drank a little beer and chased the girls. He said, boys, y'all get in here before the cops get you. The cops come through here and see you, y'all going to jail. So we got in the car, and they on the way home, they stopped at their Wiener Schnitzel and bought a whole box full of chili dogs. And we got over there at their house, and we ate chili dogs, and the old drunk had some beer, and the cowboy was a cosmic cowboy. He had a bag of grass, and we all smoked grass and talked and fellowship and ate them Wiener Schnitzels, and we spent the night there, and the next day they took us out on the highway and let us out, as in Amarillo. Well, after we left Amarillo, we wound up in Oklahoma, and we was at one place in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma for a day and a half. Well, we done made up our mind we was going to die there. And we was on the side of the road getting all tired and delirious, about to pass out, and all of a sudden we heard something honking. We look up, there was this big school bus that said Church of Life on it. And it was full of hippies, and they were headed to the hog farm in Arizona. We got in there and we rode along. I fell asleep because we was tired. When I woke up, there was this big burly hippie. He had hair like a big beard. He looked like a Samoan samurai or something. I said, "Where'd you come from?" And he just pointed over there, and over there was a coffin, and he slept in it. Lord, we was kind of scared, but they was good people, and they took us on down the roadway and let us out, and eventually we wound up in Boulder, Colorado, and we was tired, and it was like almost daylight, and we went to sleep in the bushes at the park, and a cop woke us up. He said, "Boy, you can't sleep here." Mark said, "Well, we was doing a good job of it till you woke us up," and all that. Well, that night they was having, on the campus there in Boulder, they was having a concert, and Zephyr was going to play. So we went down there to see them that night, and we scored us a tab or two of acid, and we met this guy named Dennis and a guy named Marty Dubin. Now Marty Dubin hadn't never tripped out, so he ate some acid with us. And Dennis and Marty and me and Mark, we all ate some LSD, and old Dubin started having a bad trip. Now Mark, he could be scary looking, and he had a blanket around him, and Dubin was looking all freaked out, and Mark raised that blanket up and said something like, "I'm Satan, and I'm here for your soul." Ah! And Marty Dubin got scared, and he screamed and took off running. We spent the rest of the night looking for Marty Dubin, me, Dennis, and Mark. We went everywhere. We went all over. We walked here, we walked there, went to anywhere where people might know where Marty was, what knowed him, and everything. And finally we wound up back at these people's house where Dennis and Marty were staying, and it was like 4 in the morning, and a car drives up, and Marty steps out and says, "Thank you for the ride." And he walks up to, and Dennis says, Marty, where you been?" And Marty looked at him and said, "I'm all right." And he went in the house. Me and Mark looked at each other, and we went on about our way. We went on back down to the park where we not supposed to sleep. We slept on the bench there a little while, and when the bus come in, we rode the bus back as far as our money would take us, and then it brought us on back here, Spring, Texas. We got into Spring, Texas, and finally got a good bath and a hot meal, and that was the hitchhike adventure. Now, wasn't that really good? I reckon. Thank you very much.